Hello, I'm James George, and this is Creative Beacon, and this week I'm going to show you how the Shapebuilder tool works in Adobe Illustrator. When you want to create custom shapes and custom little pieces and parts and stuff, it's really handy to be able to just click, drag, and combine shapes without really having to think about it. And that's where Illustrator is one of the best tools in my opinion. It's really intuitive, and once you understand how the tools work, you can really just create any kind of shape you want. And so what I've done here is I have a star shape, I have two rectangles, and I have a circle. And so it's just a basic, yeah, have a circle, star, and two stripes. And I'll realign these to the center here. Just want to make sure I'm starting from scratch. So you have these shapes and they all overlap. And let's say you want to create something custom from them. And what I'll do is, actually I'm going to drag this star out just so you get a bunch of different pieces that overlap each other. So you have a star, you have a circle, two rectangles. The Shapebuilder tool is right under like the rotate tool and the width tool, and you've got all these little twirl and scallop, crystallize, all those. But the Shapebuilder tool is underneath that. You'll also find the live paint bucket tool and the paint selection tool, all that stuff. But I like the Shapebuilder tool. It's really cool. If you want to create overlapping shapes, custom pieces, basically where the outlines overlap, they create their own little shapes, and you can build anything custom straight from that. So I'm going to add one more piece to this. I'm going to hit Command C to copy this, and then hit Command F to paste it exactly over top. Now I'm going to make a smaller star. So it gives me some more options. So let's say that you wanted to create anything, basically. Anything that you want to combine, you can create a shape into. And that's how you can create, a custom, a really difficult shape just by overlapping other shapes. And so let's say that you wanted to create this outlying star. You just click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. And so see, every time you do that, it's a custom shape. So if you wanted this to be a shape, this to be a shape, you've already done it. It's really simple. It's all you have to do is click and drag. But if you want to combine all these shapes into one outline star, you can do so quickly just by clicking and dragging. You could also do a compound path too, which is easy. You would just overlap the two stars and then hit Command 8, and you would get this outline instantly. But for the tutorial's purposes, this is just one of the examples of the things that you can do using custom shapes. So you have this outline of the star. Let's say you wanted to make these parts their own shape. There it is. And so then, like the things that you could do from this, you select this, remove it. And look at that, you have an instant positive, negative effect. And we'll go ahead and select all these pieces again. We'll zoom in a little bit. Now, one of the things I see that's wrong with this is, and it sort of takes away from it, are if you want to deselect something with your keyboard and don't want to have to zoom out, you can hit Command-Shift-A and it deselects everything. The thing that takes away from this effect are these two little nubbies here. And so what you can do is hit Command-Z a couple of times and go back to where we have this original shape. We want to make sure that this time we include that little nubby in there. And then you're done. And so that we don't have any problems with the star, we're going to go ahead and include these pieces in the star. And that way everything is clean and simple and smooth. You have your cutout, you get the idea of the star, but the pieces are perfectly spaced away from here. So you get the circle effect, you get the stripes, and you get the outline of the star as well, which is really clean and crisp and spaced perfectly, and it looks just right. Imagine trying to create the circle piece by hand and then having to flip it and rotate it and move it and try to align these pieces together. No, you don't have to do that anymore. You can create the basic shapes and overlap them and cut out the pieces that you don't want using the Shapebuilder tool. Well, that's it for this week. I'm James George, and this is Creative Beacon.